Hi, this is Stacia, and I wanted to share a game that I played on chess.com against benamor007, rated 1554, and I was rated 1543 for this game. This is a pretty wild one, so buckle your seatbelt. Um, yeah, my opponent opened with f4, the bird opening, and I've played the normal way against the bird and I haven't really liked it in the past, and I haven't taken the time to learn it. So instead, I currently play the move e5 against this. It immediately challenges the pawn and it offers a pawn. So this is a gambit. It's called the From Gambit, actually. And my opponent takes, and I play d6, offering up another pawn. And here he plays knight f3, defending it. Now, the main line is actually to take this and accept the challenge and basically goes like this. And if this looks like a crazy line, yeah, it really is. It really is a crazy line. But we didn't have that this game. Yeah, and in this line, it's very dangerous for white, but white's stands, better. And if they can keep it together and not fall for anything, they'll just have a good game. But, it's tricky enough, and sometimes it takes the game into some crazy waters, as it does this time. So you'll see what I mean. Okay, so knight f3. I played bishop g4 here, and I would already give this a question mark. So the threat is obvious, right? Take the knight, takes, and then take the pawn for free. But I don't think this is a good move. I think better would be just to take. And now the knight is misplaced. The knight can't really do any damage here. I mean, this is all guarded. And white's has no other pieces to help, so I actually think this would have been just fine and then just developed this way. Yeah, and I'm threatening this check, and okay. But all right, I didn't do that in the game. In fact, I horribly misplayed this opening, so yeah, I'm lucky to have survived it all. All right, so after this, he played e3, so pinning himself, and yeah, and now I don't know what caused me. Well, yeah, I guess I do know. I wanted to take this pawn, I guess, so I played bishop takes. And after queen takes, I realized that I don't have time to take this because my b pawn's hanging. What's funny about that is the computer actually says taking's still the best and allow them to take on b7 because they have to invest some tempos to do so. But instead, I played this move, which is a huge mistake. I actually like c6 here. This would block the threat, and I think I'm still okay. And if white wants to play like this, I'm okay with this. But instead, knight c6, and yeah, the problem is bishop b5, and now I'm the one in the pin. And it's pretty uncomfortable because bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes, check. So I'm going to lose a pawn. And yeah, with this pawn here too, it's uncomfortable. Well, this sort of happens. So I understand there's this threat, and I decide to play knight here. And computer says that black is lost in this position due to castles. See the threat? So f7 is definitely hurting. And this is something I need to remember about this opening, is that this f file is already open. I don't think I'm used to that, so it didn't even cross my mind that castling would come with this threat. Yeah, and the computer wants to allow this. Yeah, and the computer actually wants king c6. So okay, yeah, if I had to play this, yeah, I'd be lost for sure, right? So luckily my opponent didn't punish me as well as they could have. I played knight e7. Better was queen d7. It's a little unnatural looking, but at least if they take, I take with the queen, and if they take back, they don't win a pawn, and the queens are off the board. And so my king's a little safer is the idea. But okay. Yeah, they played e6. They probably should have castled here, but e6. And this actually allowed me to improve my position a bit. I think I'm happier this way. Now they castled, and here's the threat. Now the computer again wants to allow this. I don't think I would allow this move. But so king d7 is an option here. So I decided that I could swing my knight up here, and should the pawn kick me away, I'll come to a6 and defend the square. Yeah, it's not the best, but this is already very uncomfortable for me. So bishop takes c6 check here. Yeah, so here, this is looking pretty bad. I played king e7. What else do I have? And yeah, this is not how you want your pieces to be. So, but I was thinking, I almost resigned, but I'm like, you know what? Just try to survive, And my opponent played e4. And now I decided to go into the d4 square. So this hits the queen. It threatens to take on c7 if the queen moves away, or c2 rather. And I'm also threatening this check, which would win the bishop. Now, I think it's risky to actually do this since I'm not developed, but okay, queen c4 defends everything. And now I had to be careful because if I played this move, which looks natural enough, it actually loses immediately to checkmate. So yeah, you don't want to do that. So instead I defended with the c pawn. So c5 was played. And now my opponent blunders. At least in my eyes they did. c3. Computer says this is fine. They can play this sacrifice. But yeah, I hopped right in. And this rook is trapped. They played d3 with a pretty obvious threat, I think. This would win the queen. But that's okay. I actually have time to play this. Actually, I'm not sure that's true. Computer says queen b3 and white's still doing extremely well. So obviously they're threatening this. They're threatening the knight as well. I would definitely take queen b7 check. Yeah, can I go here? Oh, the same mate is there. Yikes. All right, well, due to that, this would have been very strong because if I have to block, then I lose the rook. I guess I took their rook too, but yeah, I don't know. Black's definitely losing here. All right, so what actually happened? Well, they developed their knight. That's a bit slow. So I grabbed the material and I figured, okay, I'm material up. I'm a whole rook up. If I can just survive, then maybe I'll even win this game. Yeah, and then he blundered. Bishop g5 check. I'm not sure why he did this. I mean, this is a discovery on the knight. Maybe that was the point. But it seems to me that's unnecessary. I'm not even all that concerned about the knight because I'll still be up in exchange. So now I take the bishop, and I'm just up a full rook, am I not? Yeah, I'm up a full rook. I think I gave up one pawn for the rook. So, okay, g6. I want to put my bishop on g7. Get my rooks connected. That way I can bring my queen up, and then my king feels a little bit safe. So d4, threatening to break open the position, makes sense since my king is in the middle of the board. So he takes, I take, queen c5 check. But now I'm a bit more coordinated. So I can block here. He does win this pawn. Now bishop f6, tempo move, queen here. Okay, yeah. So you probably saw that I have this threat. And the queen has to move. So pretty much they're forced into this queen trade, I think. Let me double check. Yeah, queen g3 is the only move. And this is actually a hard decision, although both options look really appealing to me here. So I can either exchange queens and win the endgame because I am a full rook up, but my opponent has this huge majority, which might give me some problems, but it should be winning for black easily for a good player. But probably for me. Yeah, it's definitely something I'd like to play. Or I can play for the attack, which I was considering. So like queen c5 check might be an option, for example, or I was even thinking about this move. I'm not sure if this is any good. I thought if they take here, then check here. Yeah, and white's in a mating net. Yeah, in fact, mate in 6. But I'm kind of glad that I trade queens here because it turns out if I play the move I wanted to play, which was this, white has this move. So queen g5 check. I guess I could just go back. Yes, I would end up trading anyways. And okay, this is definitely winning for black, right? So, I mean, I'm looking at this now. Felt scarier in the game just because there are a lot of pawns. But yeah, I'll just go through this fairly quickly. I'm quite happy with the way I played this part of the game. Activate my rook. I was taught that you activate your rooks first, then your king, then your minor pieces. So I was looking to activate my rook, attacking the pawn. He executes a tempo move. My bishop comes out, and this is actually a great square to be eyeing. Of course, the knight's guarding it for now, but yeah, he moves away, and now check. Yeah, and I missed this. Black actually has rook d2 here. Very pretty. Yeah, we're threatening mate. So that would have been a nice way to win. But okay, I did it this way. Yeah, and honestly, I missed this part. So maybe I'm not that happy with how I played. I missed that the king would come up and double attack my bishop and rook. Plus this rook's hit. So I took here. So it's more like a rook trade at this point. Okay, and I'm going after these pawns. I think if I win these pawns, then it's just completely over. So I win one of them. He checks me. Yeah, and I mean, I just need to be careful that the knight doesn't win this one. I think that would be problematic, but even then, my king's still there. Okay, so he does win it. Wow, I totally forgot that. Yeah, but so I was assigning my king to this pawn. And yeah, in fact, I want to come win this pawn, and that's exactly what happens. Yeah, in this position, I would say knight f6 was a blunder, because now king e6, and he has no way to defend this anymore. And with that gone, it's going to be very hard for white now. Check. Now my king's going to guard the queenside against these pawns, and I'm going to march my other one. And of course, at the right moment, yeah, here I can pin him, and then, yeah, just a quick glance, and you can see that this actually works, because I push, and there's no way to stop this now. This is over. So, yeah, it was a crazy game. I definitely misplayed the opening very badly. So let's see what we can learn from this. Why did I play this so badly? I think one thing I have to remember is that in opening like this, I shouldn't be worried about gaining a simple pawn. And I should definitely be looking at, if a piece recaptures, what would it be attacking? Because I should have seen this beforehand. Also, I missed. What's my opponent going to play? Can they pin this knight? So I'm pretty sad that I missed all this. You know, but it makes sense. I'm somebody that memorizes opening lines and learns the ideas. So in a position like this, where I'm out of book on move 3, it's not that surprising that I mess up a lot. So, but that's a weakness of mine. I need to get better at that. So I really liked knight d4, even though he has this nice answer to it. Now c5. Yeah, and here, going for it. Yeah, and the other thing that I like that I did is, throughout this period of the game, when my king was out in the open, I was constantly looking for his checks and attacking ideas, making sure not to allow them. And luckily, it wasn't too hard to do. Yeah, and really the game comes down to this one move. This bishop g5 check move he played here. So this sacrifice of the bishop just makes no sense. I'm kind of wondering if he just didn't see my pawn, or I don't know. This is clearly a bad move. Prior to that move, the computer says white is plus 2.2. So that's a very sizable advantage, especially since I took the rook. But after this bishop move, which just sacrifices for seemingly no reason, it says black is -5. So that's a huge swing, double question mark move, and that really defines the game. I think if it hadn't been for that blunder, I would have lost almost certainly. So, but perhaps that's another lesson, is that even when you're completely lost, it pays to hang in there, you know? I'm not a professional, neither is my opponent, therefore we will be making mistakes. So it just makes sense to hang in there as long as there's any hope at all. And yeah, and then I went on to win a pretty comfortable endgame. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, comment, and have a great day. Thank you. Bye.